Hi, this lesson will describe some of the skills and strategies needed to become a good academic reader. Being clear about your purpose for reading, learning to be a flexible reader, and learning to be an active reader. So, first of all, good readers need to be clear about why they're reading all the time. Because if we forget why we're reading, we can easily become lost. We read for many reasons. For knowledge or entertainment, to choose a meal, to find out what's happening in the world. But the purpose of academic reading is to develop and deepen your academic knowledge in a field, to find the information you need to participate in the debate. We are not reading for leisure or to read everything in the field. We are all limited by the amount of time we can spend on reading. So we need to keep a clear purpose for reading in mind and be clever about how we read. Good readers are flexible readers. Once we have a clear purpose, we adjust our reading style to suit this purpose. Good readers don't just read quickly all the time. They read quickly when they're trying to assess whether an article or book is worth reading, and they read slowly when they want to understand a complex idea. Good readers are active readers. They use clues in the text. When we read for entertainment or leisure, we can relax and read at our own pace, but at university we need to be active readers that determine what is relevant to your assignment and where can it be found as quickly as possible. We need to use clues in the text to make predictions about what the text will be about, to understand how the text is organised, to understand what is important, to understand connections between ideas. To help describe the process of academic reading, this table describes the reading strategies and skills needed for reading academic texts and the purpose of this process. First, we survey the text to get a general understanding of the topic, so we can decide if the text is relevant to what we want to know. If, from this initial survey, we think the text is relevant, we can continue to the next step, identifying the main idea. If the content is relevant, we move on to step 3, reading in detail. This lesson will look at steps 1, surveying the text, and step 2, identifying the main idea. Here's an example of surveying the text. If you were asked to write an essay on the future of cloning by surveying the text, what do you think? Is it relevant? What leaps out first in this picture is a baby clone. The title implies that the baby clones may be coming soon, and the subtitle describes some of the reasons why we would want baby clones. If you were researching an essay on the future of cloning, would this article be worth reading, do you think? Probably yes. With books, when we survey books, the first place we should look after the title is the contents page in the front of the book. For journal articles, the abstract in italics at the beginning of the article gives a summary of the main points in the article. When we identify the main idea, we need to read quickly, and skimming and scanning refer to reading processes or skills that we need to read quickly. Skimming means reading quickly, very quickly, to get the main ideas and general overview of the content, and scanning means reading very quickly to locate a specific fact or piece of information. When we move to identifying the main ideas, what's very important when we skim an article for the first time is to read very quickly. We're not spending time understanding words or any detail in the reading. We're just reading to find the main ideas. That is our purpose, to find the main ideas. So we need to read quickly, read the title, the subtitle, look at any pictures or diagrams. So the title here, the subtitle, the introduction, and I've underlined the thesis statement. Now it's very important to identify the thesis statement because the thesis should give us clues to the main idea of the author and also clues to the organisation of the essay. In this essay, the topic is living in space, and the thesis statement, which is located at the end of the introduction, which is the usual place, explains that the essay will describe some of the difficulties of living in space. The topic sentences, which I've also underlined, and I've only included the topic sentences, not the whole paragraph, because when we read quickly, when we skim, we do not read every sentence. We can maybe just read the first sentence of each paragraph to find the topic sentence, because the topic sentence, usually located at the beginning or the end of the paragraph, carries the main idea of each paragraph. And here the topic sentences, each paragraph will discuss one difficulty of living in space. The conclusion is also another important part of an essay to focus when skimming, because it will often repeat the main idea and the organisation of the essay, as this conclusion does. This conclusion lists the three main ideas that the author has discussed in the essay, which are the three difficulties of living in space. Context clues are keywords in the essay which answer basic questions of what is the essay about, who is mentioned, when and why. I've highlighted some of the clue words and phrases here in blue. Signpost words are also helpful because they indicate the order. For example, first, second, third, next, finally. They indicate, signpost words also indicate importance. So, for example, major difference, which I've highlighted. Also words like important, crucial, minor. Example, help us to identify if a point is of importance or not. Finally, linking words can signal the connections between ideas. For example, in this article, linking words such as whereas, which means an opposing or different idea will follow, or in order to, which means to be able to do something else needs to be done first. There are many other linking words that signal order, importance, and linking words. And the student needs to learn these words to better make connections between ideas. So finally, use the information you have found in the thesis statement and the topic sentences in context clues to guide your reading in more detail.